Internet famous VIP group. It is Carla. How are you this morning or today, wherever you are in the world? I am so pumped up to give you my sermon slash rant this morning. So the topic is the connection between being seen and making money. Stop hiding. Stop hiding. Okay, I have a lot to say and I have notes, so forgive me, I'm going to go back and forth, but I really have a lot to say today. Okay, so now in last month's Success Challenge, I talked about the importance of being a lighthouse in your industry, and that means standing firm and strong in your knowledge and sharing your gifts and your expertise with the world, and most especially your niche. Now, earlier this week, I also did a live stream about the haters. But the thing is, when you are being that lighthouse, being that person that's out there, or that tall poppy, as they say, you're going to attract haters. You are. There's no way around that. It's part of the territory. But the other thing that I failed to mention, that I'm going to mention in this live stream, is that being seen is also how you make the money. So in addition to being seen, that's how you attract hecklers and haters, it's also how you make the money. So there's no way around it. If you want to make money, you have to be seen. You can't just, you can't just hide in your room and just like hide behind, whatever activities those are that aren't going to get you any closer to the money. So I want to talk about that in my live stream today. So, okay, wait. I have my notes here, and I don't want to miss anything because it's so juicy. Okay. So I want to talk about traffic lights. I want to talk about traffic light activities. One of my other coaches talked about that this week, and I want to share that with you. So my coach, Todd Herman, he talked about the importance of the different kind of stoplight or traffic light activities we have. We have a red light, we have a yellow light, and we have a green light. A red light activity means a step or an activity that you are doing that isn't that close to the money. It's a long way from making you money. Now, a yellow light activity, that means you have a few steps to make the money, and the green light activity is those are the activities that are going to bring money to you. And I want to definitely talk about those green light activities. But before I do that, I definitely want to break down a little more of what the red light and the yellow light are all about. So now the red light activities are things like working on your branding or your logo. I've heard people refer to that as procrasti-branding. See, procrasti-branding, because you're like, oh, I need to do work on my branding, or oh, I need to get my logo. But you know what? Those things don't put money in your pocket. Same thing when we are taking so much time studying other people's courses and we're just going deep. Now, granted, yes, I have a course, but the thing is, in order to make money from those activities, you have to implement them. You have to put them into practice. And some of us, we get into sort of a paralysis analysis because we're studying so many different techniques and strategies online, but we're not putting any of them into practice. And when you don't do that, you don't make any money. So I want you to stop that. If you find yourself trying this thing or reading this thing, my personal thing is I like to limit myself to 3. Like I will maybe listen to 3 different coaches, or I'll study 3 different things, and then I start implementing it. It doesn't matter. I don't have to know what I'm doing that well. I just have to do it. And I think Thea today was talking about, her father called that the ready, aim thing, and ready, aim, and you're just always aiming. But you have to fire at some point. And I actually like the strategy of ready, fire, aim. So what that means is, first I get myself ready, and then I get myself prepared to do what it is that I need to do, and then I just start aiming. I start shooting. And then I learn something new, and then I adjust, and then I aim, but then I keep shooting. So it's kind of like I put that action out there, I do something, I take some kind of action, and then I learn from it. Either I make sales or I don't make sales, or I get the reaction that I wanted or I didn't, and then I learned something from it, and then I shift. I'm always shifting. I'm one of those, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again kind of people. It's like the plan A doesn't work, there are 25 other letters of in the alphabet. I'm very much. Did anyone ever watch Bugs Bunny, and there was the Wile E. Coyote? That's me. I'm the one, like, if I don't succeed the first time, I'm going back to the drawing board, going back to my Acme tools, and I'm finding that next thing comes on. Because if it doesn't work, I know it's going to work. It's working for somebody. I got to figure out what is going to work for me. And the only way to know is just to put myself out there and to take action. So if you see me doing all kinds of different things, it's because I'm continually tweaking. And the only way to know what's going to work is by taking action. As the other thing I like to say is nothing moves when we stay in our head. When we are just planning or thinking about it, that doesn't put any money in our pocket. So all of the stuff that you're studying, it doesn't mean anything until you put it into action. Woo! I'm getting fired up now. This is more of okay, I guess it's going to be a sermon. All right, so that was yellow light or red light activities. I was talking about red light activities. I was talking about working on branding or your logo and calling this procrastinating branding. Because you know what? People are making money online without even a website. So I definitely don't want you to think that, I have to have a website or I have to have this perfect logo or perfect branding. None of that stuff matters. If you know how to reach your market, you could do it with an email. Thea is doing a really great job with her How We Roll blog, and she has a membership package where she is offering tips for frugal living, and she's not doing it she has like a website where you buy it, but then she's giving a weekly or a monthly email, and it doesn't have to be this big fancy thing. So I don't want you to get caught up in all of those, in all of the trappings, because those things, that's a trap. It's a trap, actually. It's a trap to get stuck in those red light activities. Yellow activities are things like maybe networking or going to an event or something where there's still a few steps that have to happen before that money comes to you, before you can make that money. Now, the green light activities, those are when you're the closest to the money. Those are when you are making calls to action to make a sale. Perhaps you're giving a webinar or a workshop, and there's some kind of conversion conversation, meaning you give you give your value, and then you say if you'd like to if you'd like to sign up for my program, this is what you do. So for example, if you're having a great time enjoying this live stream challenge or anything that I've been talking about lately, and you would like to work with me further, you can come to sign up for my class From Bricks to Clicks, and you can get there by going to internetfamousvip.com/clicks. Boom. See what I did there? I just pitched my course to you. I said, if you want to take a course with me, you can sign up for From Bricks to Clicks at internetfamousvip.com/clicks. Boom. See? I did it again. I'm asking you to sign up for my class, and, and granted, some of you are already in the class, but that's not the point. The idea is that I'm putting it out there. I am not hiding the fact that I have a class. I'm not hiding the fact that I have a website. I want to see more people talking about their websites, sharing your links with us. Don't just tell us that you have a blog. Don't just tell us you have a Facebook group. I want to see links. Do not hide from me. Do not hide from all of us. As I said earlier, we are not mind readers. I don't know what your website is unless you tell me. I don't know what products and services you offer unless you tell us. So please, tell us! I want to know! Inquiring minds want to know. Whew, I'm wearing a sweater. I'm getting all fired up. Okay, what else did I want to say about this? Oh, now the thing I just realized, the thing about this live stream challenge, this is so much more than just a live stream challenge. When I first thought about it, I was like, okay, we'll do a live stream challenge and people will get to practice doing live streams. And that has been great, but I learned a couple of things about that. The thing about doing a live stream is, for one thing, it requires you to have clarity about your business. And this was something I hadn't even considered, because the thing is, if you're going to talk about your business, you have to have clarity, and being able to talk about it in a video, it forces you to be able to speak clearly and know what it is that you do with your time, and be able to tell people, this is what I do. Like when I tell people I help digital product creators make their first $1,000 online and beyond. Like I had to create some kind of succinct thing, or elevator pitch, or whatever you want to call it, because it's something I'm going to be saying over and over and over again. Or I used to stumble on I'm still stumbling now. I used to stumble on saying my website address, internetfamousvip.com. And that hesitance, the stumbling, the stuttering, that comes from when you're not really sure about your message, or you're not really sure, you're feeling kind of shy about it. But I tell you this, the more times you have to talk about your business, the more confident you become, and the tighter your message becomes. So I realized that doing these daily live streams enable you to become really clear on your message, on who you are, who you serve, and why you're doing it. So doing live streams is really powerful for that, and I hadn't even considered that. So I want you to, I definitely want you to continue doing these live streams and seeing how that affects your presentation when you talk about your business. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, and so these live streams, they help you find your voice. When you're like, well, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, or I don't know how I'm going to talk about it. I don't know what kind of style. Maybe you're very serious, or maybe you're funny, maybe you're analytical, whatever your thing is, you figure it out as you do it. As we're doing this live stream challenge every day, you come up and you do your video, and you find your voice. So you're finding your voice, you're gaining your clarity, and you're becoming more visible, and you're becoming used to being more visible online. And even though this is a private group, I want you to get used to being visible in this group, sharing your message, telling us what you do, telling us about your website, telling us about your products and services. Internet Famous VIP, this group is about shining your light into the world, not just in this group. And this is just a great practice opportunity for all of us to get our message out there. So by doing it in this live stream challenge, we're able to do it in a kind of practiced way. So I would love in March and beyond to know that you are doing live streams in your Facebook pages or your groups, or maybe you're doing Periscope videos, whatever that is. I want to know that you're able to take the lessons that you learned this month and go and shine your light and spread your joy and spread your message and sell lots of stuff. That's why we are here. It's for some people it might be crass, but we're not here just for a good feeling. We're here, or I'm here to help teach you how to make money, and how to make money by being visible. The fear of being visible is also kind of like a mindset thing, because if you're feeling afraid of putting yourself out there, there's also a part of you that might be afraid of making money. That's something to think about. Maybe that's another challenge, that's another episode of Oprah, but that is something that's going on. And when you feel like you're feeling that resistance, speaking of resistance, the other thing is, most people are afraid of asking for money. Most people are afraid of asking for the sale, and they find themselves hiding out in those red light and yellow light activities. So that's also a part of it, when you're hiding out in those activities that aren't going to bring you money, but they make you feel like you're doing something. So you can feel like, oh, I did this. I spent the day taking notes from this webinar, or I studied this course today, and I did all that, and it's busy work that makes you feel like you've done something. But a lot of times, if you're not making any money from these activities, you're just like a hamster on a wheel. You're running, going. But what really are you doing? How is that treadmill work putting any money in your pocket? It's not. So I do not want you to hide in those red light and yellow light activities. So let's see. So finding your voice, getting clarity, becoming visible, and finally, the other thing that these live streams help you do, they help you promote your products and services. So a live stream is definitely a green light activity, because if you incorporate a call to action within your live stream, that's a green light right there, because you're asking for the sale, you are promoting your product, and you're telling people what is the next step to work with you. So as I said, like if you are enjoying the things that you're learning with me this month and you want to go deeper, say you want to get private coaching, or you want to join my boot camp, for example. I'm doing this boot camp with Thea, And you can find out more about that at internetfamousvip.com/bootcamp. And that's a 6-week group coaching program where we take you from your freebie to your sales. And it's a very hands-on thing because Thea is a virtual assistant, and she's going to be there to help people, get that technical stuff out the way, because a lot of people can oh, I can't deal with the technical stuff, and I totally get that. So by having Thea on board, then you'd have access to a virtual assistant to help you get those needs met, whether it's helping you set up a landing page or helping you set up email sequence, whatever those things are. Part of the price includes your own, the sharing Thea. So I'm really excited about that. So if you want to do something like that, you could sign up at internetfamousvip.com/bootcamp. Boom! See, I did it again. That's another call to action. So we're going to be talking more about calls to action. Calls to action are when you're telling people on your live stream, come buy my stuff, or come check out my website, come join my Facebook group. A call to action is when you tell people what to do. You cannot assume that people will know what you do. We can't assume here. You know that. Do you remember that old time saying, assume, don't assume, you make an ass out of you and me? It's the same thing. When you want someone to do something, tell them. Don't assume that they will do it. Don't just say, oh, hey, here's a book. No, tell them to click on the link, tell them to buy it, tell them to join your group, whatever. Sometimes if you don't tell people what to do, actually most times if you don't tell them what to do, they won't do it. So give them a call to action. So let's see, what else do I have here for you? Okay, so finally I will just say I want you to go through your daily to-do list or your weekly to-do list, and I want you to, if you have a red, yellow, green pen or marker, whatever, I want you to take a little mark on them, and I want you to think about what activities are you doing that are red light activities, which activities are you doing that are yellow light activities, and which ones are green lights. And the green light, I want to see lots of green, so I want you to think about if you do a live stream and you give us a call to action to work with you, that's a green light activity. If you are doing something like you're doing something that takes a few steps before you get to the money, that's a yellow light. Red light means you're doing something that's not going to bring you any money, it's not going to get you any closer to it. That's a red light. So I want us to think about focusing on those green light activities, because those green light activities are the ones that make you more visible, and they're the ones that are closest to the money. So the closest you are to the money, the closest you are to being the visible lighthouse that you need to be. So that is my rant/sermon for the day. I've just gone over 18 minutes, which, well, that's what happens with rants. So if it's longer today for you, that's fine. I'm going to be watching everyone's videos and cheering everyone on, because I want to see some green light live streams. Tell us, what are you selling? Tell us, what are you promoting? What is your product or service? I want to see that, going forward. I want us to hear what you were talking about. So, what are you selling? What are you promoting? Do not hide. Be visible. So in your rants today or tomorrow or whenever, I want you to let us know how you feel about something in your industry, and let us know how we can work with you. Tell us what you think is a problem, or tell us something that you believe in, and then let us know what is the next step to work with you. So I want to hear that I want to hear it in general. So let's just think about how can we stay doing those green light activities, and don't be afraid of being seen, and don't be afraid of making that money. So that is my rant or sermon for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. So I will see you all in the group today. Bye.